morning. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Just P's Garage. I have some things to tell you guys. One, that E30 that we were supposed to K-swap is now sold. Don't know the reasons why, but I was excited to build that one, but we have something else that we're going to be building for the homie, and it just happens to be a TSX. I believe this is a 04. So, yeah, this is going to be the new project build for Just P's Garage. We will be doing stuff to the motor at some point, but today we actually have some hybrid goodies that are going to be going into it. One being this really nice short shifter. Comes with the, there we go, comes with the brawn. We have some shift selector springs, some detent springs, what is this? No idea what this little thing is. Oh, also hybrid racing shifter bushings, a new clutch master cylinder, that'll be fun, and a new slave, and also the line from the, between the master cylinder and the slave. So yeah. Oh, and also shout outs to Tommy Law, but this is also something that we're going to be installing, which is a, let me see if I can pull it out and show you guys real quick. It is carbon fiber shifter plate, like shift boot delete plate type deal. Really nice quality, light obviously. So yeah, let's get to work. I think I'm gonna start with the clutch master cylinder and the slave, just because that would probably take the longest and have to bleed the clutch and everything. So yeah, let's get to work. Okay, so it's been some time trying to figure out like what's the best way to take this out without having to pretty much have any fluid leak out, so that way I can swap everything on the ground and fully bleed it. But I'll show you guys the progress I have so far. So remove the intake box. Sorry, let me turn off the light. Remove the intake box, which is just a 10 here and a 10 there. Move the harness off this clip down here and move this kind of out the way so I can get the 212s on the slave down there. If you can see those two holes, it's all loose. I got this fuse box out the way as well. So this hard line, as you can see, routes back here, and you see that empty hole there, that's a 10, so you have to remove that. There's two 10s on this bracket here, and then where that empty hole at the tip of my finger is, there's a bracket or a little plastic clip that holds the hard line in back there. And then there's also one like deep back in there where I'm pointing my light, right under the booster. So I loosened the 212s on the brake master cylinder, and also loosened the 412s on the inside so that we can feed, if you can see the slave is right there where that blue line is, that whole thing back there is the slave. So I'm trying to see how I can maneuver the brake booster out the way so I can at least get this hard line out the way so I can slide it all out in one go. So sometime later, it's a bit of a mess, but I finally got it all out in one piece without any fluid spilling or anything, so don't mind the mess. I was getting frustrated. I just threw my dirty gloves everywhere, but yeah, so this is out. As you can see, it comes out in one go. You don't have to make any disconnections or anything like that to make your life harder. This all comes out in one piece, or sorry, one whole unit, I guess you want to call it. But just quick tip is the booster nuts, or the two nuts that hold the brake master cylinder to the booster, you definitely want that out. And you also want to loosen the four nuts on the booster so that you can maneuver it just in and out. You don't have to move this exact brake master cylinder off the booster, but just slightly, because you don't want to fucking engage the booster or whatever. But yeah, let me put the new lines on and swap everything over and reinstall. Well, as you can see, I made my little own makeshift cover with 3 little bungee cords, and hopefully that'll save me from getting wet. I just gotta wipe down all the wet stuff now with the microfiber and get back to work so we can swap that back into there. Another thing is what I did was I took the bracket for the clutch master cylinder. I took it off because it makes your life much easier when you're taking it out. So yeah, let's get back to putting the new shit on. Alright, sometime later, as you can see my hands are all filthy. We have everything all back together, all buttoned up. The slave and the master cylinder, not that fun of a job to do. Replace the detent springs. It's just 3 12s on the side of the transmission bracket. They're pretty obvious. And then I was gonna do the shift selector springs and bushings, but the homie happened to order the wrong bushings. So I spent some time putting the old original bushings back in the shifter, which was a pain in my butt. But now we're gonna move on to getting this OEM slop out of the center console. So let's remove the plastics in the middle and get to work. Okay, so make sure you have gloves. It's fairly simple, so what you're gonna do is this is supposed to pretty much let's take this out. I don't need that. So it comes out like so. You just gotta wiggle it out. There is a connector right here, which is, it's the light, I believe. So you just gotta turn it. Yep, turn it to the left counterclockwise, and then it comes out like so. There's a clip back here. So if I remember where I put my clip tool, there is a clip on the back side that you do have to pop off like so, and it comes out just like that in one piece. So we'll set this aside in the back. There's 2 Phillips that you have to get. So there's one on the left right there and one on the right. So in order to get to these bottom screws here, you'll have to pull up on the center garnish piece for the center console, which I put, you put 2 fingers here, 2 fingers here at the same time, and kind of just give it a little tug. Don't pull too hard because you don't want to break nothing. But yeah, and then there's this little section here. I believe it just like that. Just yank that up. Just a tug. Kind of just wiggle it. It'll come up, and then we'll be exposed to the shifter. There's 2 screws here, along with the screw. Let's see if this light will. Let me try and rig this up as if it was like an attachment on a thing. So you have a screw here and a screw on the other side as well, tucked back here. And then you also have these screws on the side here. You have to move, whatchamacallit? Where's it? Yeah. So you have to move bolt seats to get to these holes. I'm trying to find where the other hole is. But anyways, yeah, those 2. And then that one there. And then these 2 in the middle. So now we can work on moving the cotter pins out, and then also getting the shifter cables released. There is a C-clip down here for this shifter cable. I believe there's also a cotter pin underneath for the cable that connects to the rod itself. So let's see, it looks like 4 12s, and yeah, 4 12s. The cotter pins, C-clip, and you have to turn this piece right here that holds the shifter cable into the shifter itself. I believe counterclockwise, one way or the other. So I'll show you guys once I take out the C-clip. Turn it counterclockwise, and it should come up, and it's out. It's out of the slot. And now it's time to take that C-clip. Out now, so that can come up and out, and then the shifter assembly should come out. I still have the C-clip or cotter pin or whatever on the bottom of the shifter rod itself, and then in goes the new one. So that wraps up the install for today. Hybrid racing short shifter for TSX, along with the transmission detent springs, and also the Tommy Law carbon shifter delete plate, or the carbon fiber shift boot delete plate. The only thing left to do now is to go test drive it, which I will do so after I clean up. Super notchy, especially with the detent springs. Only thing it's missing is the shifter cable bushings and shifter select spring, but other than that, everything drives as it should.